Good day, viewers. We are in mathematics class this morning. We want us to go straight to the topic we have today, which, as you can see on the board, subject of the formula. Now, when we are talking about subject of the formula, I think it's ideal we try to look at what formula is. Formula simply means an equation with letters that stands for a quantity. You discover that when I have, for example, n equals 5 plus 7. N is standing for something there. That when I add my 5 and 7, I have 12. So n is standing. So this is a formula. That means n is standing on its own. Is the formula of this equation. What makes this an equation? Because of this sign of equality. If I don't have this sign, say I have 5 plus 7, that's an expression. But when I bring in my equal sign, it becomes an equation. So the formula of this equation now is n. Why is n subject of the formula? Because it's standing alone. Now that is why you have it here that the subject of the formula stands on its own. Before you go making a letter to stand on its own representing subject of formula, there are some steps you need to take. And these are the steps I itemize on the board. 1. You treat the formula like an algebraic equation. In algebraic equation, something like this, where a letter is standing for a figure at that, so we have it as what? An algebraic equation. Now, when you want to treat it like an algebraic equation, what you do is to solve the equation for the letter. If I am having 2n plus 5 equals 9, I know that 2 there is representing something to give me 9. So I just have to solve it so that I get my value for n. Now, what do I do again? I begin, especially when I have an equation that involves maybe bracket, I will have to clear it. The bracket is serving like we want to make n the subject of the formula here. We cannot do this. Why? Because n is tied with something, and not only tied by a number, is inside a cage. Let me use the word cage in bracket. So for us to make any equation, any letter the subject of the formula, we need to clear bracket where we have bracket, or when we have fractions, we clear it. Areas where we have square root, we clear it. Those are things you need to note. If we have square root in an equation and you want to make subject of formula of a letter, you must have to clear if we have bracket, you must have to clear if we have fractions, you must have to clear if we have square root, and so on and so forth. Now, once that is done, you rearrange it in such a way that your letter that you are looking for stand alone, that no other letter or no other number is disturbing it. It must stand alone. That is the next step you need to do. And if you follow these steps, then you do not have any issue with subject of the formula. Now let's quickly look at some examples. Here we are asked to make P, R, T in turn. That means we will start with P, after which we go to R, after which we go to T. We have to make them subject of formula one after the other of this equation. Now, from what we have here, if I ask you this question, I hope you know exactly what we are talking about. From this equation, what makes it an equation? Because of the sign of equality. Can somebody tell me what is the subject of the formula as this equation is? Yes, I can hear you saying something there. I is the subject of the formula. Why is it I? Because it's standing alone. Now, as we said before, trying to make, if you look at P, R, and T, we are trying to make P now the subject of formula. So to make P the subject, what do we do? You look at it. P is on the right hand side and P is having, it's on at numerator and we have denominator. So it's a fraction. What do we need to do? We need to clear it. A situation whereby we have equality sign, the simple way of clearing this fraction is to cross multiply. Cross multiplication will help us to do that. Supposing we have it as positive or negative when we have fraction, we have a addition or subtraction sign in between fraction, we simply find the LCM of the denominators. But a situation whereby we have equal sign, we find we cross multiply. In cross multiplying here, what do we get now? We are trying to make P to stand alone. So let's consider the area of P. PRT times 1 will give us PRT equals 100I. 100 times I will give us what? 100I. We are trying to make progress. Now we have been able to clear the fraction. What is the next step we'll do? If you come back to this, you discover that we are asked to rearrange the ratio. So if you look at this PRT simply means P times R times T. A situation where you add, if you want to reverse, you subtract. If you multiply, you are reversing, you divide. So in this area now where we have multiplication sign, what do? We have to divide. So to make P the subject of formula, what are the letters disturbing P? You discover that R is holding P tight, T is holding it. So for us to eliminate this, we divide through by RT. So I have it here, divide both sides by RT. So PRT divided by RT equals 100I divided by what? RT. This RT will eliminate this. What is left now? P is equals, therefore P, we have been able to make it subject of formula now, is standing alone. P is equals 100I over what? RT. That is our problem here. We have been able to make P the subject of the formula. So we go straight to the second because the question states that we should do it in term. So we want to quickly make R as the next letter the subject of the formula. So to make R the subject, what do we do? From what we did here initially, is the same process, the same procedure. We have fraction. What we need to do now is to what? Treat that fraction first by way of clearing it. And the simple way to clear it is to cross multiply. Remember, this is our initial question, and we want to make R the subject. What do? We cross multiply. So if we cross multiply, this can be taken as over 1. PRT times 1 gives us what? PRT equals 100 times I gives us what? 100I. Now, look at it very well. The same procedure, but in this case, we are trying to make R the subject of the formula by way of making R to stand alone. Now, look at your left-hand side. What is disturbing R? Letter P and letter T. What do we do now? We divide through by what? Divide across by what? By PT. So we have PRT over PT equals what? 100I over PT. This P will eliminate this P. T will eliminate this T. Then what do we have left there now on the left hand side? R. R will now be equals what? 100I over what? PT. That is the result there, so that our R gives us what? 100I over what? PT. What is the subject of the formula? R. Why is R the subject of the formula? Because it's standing alone. Now let's go to the last one in question 1, where we are told to make T the subject of the formula. So to make T the subject, let's go back to our equation again. I equals PRT over what? 100. Now, what is the first step we do? We have tried it in the first area to get P. We jump into the second area to get R. We want to quickly work for T. What is the first thing we do here now? Since we have equality sign in between fractions, what do we do now? We cross multiply. In cross multiplying, what are we trying to do? We are trying to clear the fraction. Because in this question, it is fraction that we have. We don't have square root. We don't have, what is it called again? We don't have any other thing covering it, bracket, as case may be. Now, let's go back again now. When we cross multiply, PRT times 1 gives us what? PRT equals 100 times I gives us what? 100I. Now, we can proceed from here by looking at our left-hand side, trying to make our T to stand alone. What do we do? If you look at it, you discover that PR is disturbing T. So to make T stand alone, we go by what? Dividing both sides by PR. So divide both sides by what? PR. So we have PRT divided by PR equals 100I divided by PR. This P will go with this. R will cancel R. What do we have there now? Therefore, our T is equals what? 100I over PR. So, with this, we have been able to achieve our first question. Our first question just, we have to make P, to make R, to make T the subject of the formula. And we have been able to make P the subject of the formula that gave us what? 100I over what? RT. Then we also succeeded in making R the subject, and we had what? R is equals what? 100I over PT. And the last one on this question, we have been able to do that of T, and for T, we have it what? As equals 100I over PR. So, I think with this, we can now proceed to the second question. We'll be right back.